Okay.
It's time to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL SuperCoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse and Skiddy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Insight AFL podcast. I'm your host, the Horse, and with me, stubby in hand, beanie's on, so you know it's footy weather. It's Squiddy. How you doing, brother?
I'm bloody good, Horse. I'll tell you what, I'm much like Jack Higgins. Thank fuck I'm not in Adelaide because what a hole that place is. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm much more happy being here with you, beautiful boys.
Oh, 100%. And on the end, our analytics, our stats man, the man knows all when it comes to taggers, positional data, and all that sort of jazz. It's the 3-point king himself. Deadly. How you going, champ?
Good, champ. I heard that I heard through the grapevine that Squiddy is no longer called Squiddy. He's actually called Squeezy.
Squeezy.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably right.
I'll put on a few.
Yeah, for I guess those that are unbeknown to what happens each week is that we've got our unlimited league, which we'll just throw up straight away, 356-460. I repeat, 356-460. And if you win, Squiddy, what do you win?
Mm-hmm. Oh, mate, you get an absolute gem of a thing from our day one's the standard squeeze, and you get a standard squeeze prize pack, my man.
Who won it last week?
Oh, look, you know what? I think the honours should go to Deadly. Deadly should say who won the league, who got the highest score in the league last week. Who was it, Deadles?
Some handsome bloke wearing a
I didn't
beanie.
win.
I don't see you wearing a beanie.
No, that's right.
Yes, the squid. He got it done. He flipped it.
420th overall, baby. Let's go.
It's not like he was not
it.
prepared for that at all, was he?
Yeah, he flipped it.
Hey, just like the Dale knows, I got the fast fingers, all right? Just put it straight up for the boys. You know, I got that right.
Because fast fingers helps you trade each week. I love it.
You know it. I had to get on quick. That's
Well,
right,
while we're
Joe.
talking about
That's
while
right,
we're talking about the standard squeeze and winning prizes, Squiddy, let's just go through with it straight off the bat.
Also, two Horse for the standard squeeze prize pack. Do I just invoice you, or do I just go straight to standard squeeze? What do we do with this? But anyway, that's fine. We'll work that out after the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part where we choose who is going to be the highest individual Supercoach scorer of the round. It is squeeze of the week. That's right. As you can see on the board behind, all you have to do is just guess who you think is going to get the highest Supercoach score individually, and what that score is. No double ups. We don't do that bullshit anymore because that screwed us that 1 week, Horse. But all you have to do is drop it in the chat, or you can put it on my Twitter. I'll put it up tomorrow afternoon. And please remember, it cuts off at the start of the first game. Stop fucking telling me Dunkley halfway through Saturday. That doesn't work like that. No, it's when the first game starts, it's done. As you can see, a couple of guys here. We got some beauties. Chera, like that. George Hewitt, obviously going on the Carlton wise. She's God. Should have got it last week, but a little bit of a slower one. Noah Anderson, love that. Me, Horse, me, Deadles. I'm going a little bit different here, and I reckon CKC, I'm backing them in. Luke Ryan, 172, baby.
CKC's back.
Mm-hmm. Horse?
Oh, boy.
Thoughts?
TDK 170.
Oof. He's still on board. Deadles?
I've set out on a task with my squeeze of the weeks to kill whoever I want, because every single time I do it, the player always goes shit. I haven't had a player go to 92.
Rankin last week, always good.
Yep, killed him. This week, we're killing off Rosie. Going Rosie 169. So anyone that trained out Rosie, thank you. You can thank me later.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep. He's got a break even of 166. We'll talk about it later, and at 511K.
Right.
If you're going to jump off into a primo, you've probably got to do it this week, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll talk to that when we come to Port Adelaide. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, bell. What do we call it, Squiddy?
The triple banger horse.
Be a triple banger as Armand Frog comes in at 175. Up yours, mate. I'm 170, and he's going to score 170 on the dot. Now, bit rude by Jasper. He just wants stop touching it. He just wants hurls back. Jasper, I used to like you. Yeah. But anyway, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, bell. We call it the triple banger. But if you listen to us on audio, give us that 5-star review. Helps us get out into the algorithm that is SuperCoach AFL and gets it, the banter and the footy knowledge out into the ears of those like-minded people. Now, we're just going to kick it off straight up the top tonight. Tomorrow night, Adelaide Geelong. We've seen the teams already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
7:30, Adelaide Oval. Much like the Gold Coast and Adelaide game last week, Deadly, I'm going to start with you.
Yep.
I reckon this one's going to be a cracker.
Oh, I'm ready for it. This Adelaide look red hot. Geelong, you know what they're about. They don't stop doing good shit, fucking annoyingly. Yeah, this game's going to be red hot and a great way to kick off gather round.
Yeah, isn't it? We're talking about a team, Adelaide, who could realistically be already 4-0 if it wasn't for a few umpiring decisions and all that sort of jazz lately, and Gold Coast getting lucky at home. And Geelong, they just find ways to keep on keeping on in the AFL. I suppose they're the only club in the AFL that haven't actually spent a cent of their own salary cap. But in other news, Cotton On is going broke, Squiddy.
Cotton On is going broke, and that's just for the amount of cotton that they have to spend using to make the underpants for Bailey Sniff. So good on him. And yeah, I mean, look, it's what Geelong do, just sweep it under the table and hope no one finds out. But that's what they do.
Yeah. Now, Squid.
Yo.
Does Max Holmes avoid a tag in this game?
I think so, Horse, because where do they really go? Unless he plays half back and Neil Bullen goes to him. We've seen that's what he did at Melbourne. He hasn't necessarily done that at Adelaide, though. They have backed their system, and that's just what they've gone with. So I think this could be the week that Holmes gets a little bit off. If there's anything, I reckon it'll be Neil Bullen when he's resting half back.
Yep. I agree.
Keys.
I think you're spot on if he goes into the middle. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they'll try and go with him because with the likes of Peatling, Dawson, Rankin, I still believe he's going to play. The Slug, Sligo.
How you didn't mention the Slug first? That's really piss poor by you, Horse.
It was an average of 114.
We could piss me better.
Shouldn't I? You're right. Mitch Nevitt with the world record for recovery from plantar fasciitis, Deadly.
Yep.
Are we worried about him being sub?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely should be. We know Scott likes to speak out of his ass, and he called him best 22. He said he would have been best 22 last week. Why wasn't he the week before? It makes sense. But Ted Clossy going out. He was basically a resident sub for a while there. He's definitely got to be worried that he is a sub if you're a holder. And just keep an eye on it. It's the first game, so it's an easy benching or an easy trade out if you want to do it.
Yep. When we're talking about Bailey Smith, I brought it up a couple of weeks ago. I think he's a must-have. And why? You check out his running patterns, the way that he just hunts the ball. Yeah, his disposal efficiency is pretty ordinary. But when you're getting it 30 times a game and your teammates are looking for you at every possible opportunity, he's got 140, 150 type ceiling. But then his floor, we've seen so far, he had 30 touches and 81 SuperCoach points. I'm happy to take that if that's going to be his shittest game. So Bailey Smith is a must. It's just your order of priority as to when you get him in. Squid, are you looking at Tom Stewart as an option next week, given that he's still got a pretty high break even?
Tell you what, having Bailey Smith in your team doesn't make you top 420 for the week. I'll also tell you that much, but that's all right. Tommy Stewart, 100%. I'll be looking at him next week. If we get him around 400K, it's money per jam in my eyes, and we can just easily sideways. Oh, geez. Oh, sorry, not easily sideways, but this is the type of fallen primo that we love to make cash for to be able to bring up. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to him next week.
Yeah, spot on. He could be 450K at the end of this round.
Yum.
Very, very delicious. We've put in here, Deadly, that James Peatling is an option, given that he's got a break even of 6. But I think we can squash that given the inclusion of. I don't even want to talk about him.
Yeah, fair
Crouch
enough.
potato.
I'll mention the crouch potato. Yeah, no, the role's sort of. He had a gorgeous role last week. Did a bit of everything realistically, and now that Matt Crouch is back, he's going to completely kill that off. And Peatling's just going to go back to his old, very average role. He's going to get DPP, which is cool. But even at 370, at break even of 6, there's better options.
Yep. We don't really need to talk about him again because we've just spoken about who it's going to affect the most. But when we're talking about a Dawson tag squid, first person that comes to mind for me is O'Connor.
Yeah, that could be because, I mean, look, that solely depends because O'Connor was the sub last week. I still think it's Nevitt this week. He'll be the sub. So O'Connor probably plays a full game. Can O'Connor play elsewhere? Don't really trust it, but yeah, he could definitely shut down the likes of Dawson. It just depends on where Dawson plays because, look, Dawson can play half back. He can play half forward. He can do it all. It just depends, if he goes into the guts. And when he spends his time in the guts, is it O'Connor or is it Atkins doing a loose tag, something like that? It just depends on how the game's going to be running. But I think you're spot on with O'Connor is the most likely.
Yep. Deadly, you are the stats man when it comes to all things tags. You know the exact numbers around who tags, when, quarters-wise, scores scored, or points scored, sorry. Is O'Connor going to go to Dawson, you think?
I'm in the mindset that, Scott's... No, not... Scott's already come out and said he's going to look to give attention to one of Dawson or Rankin this week if Rankin plays.
Yep.
I can see a world where he gives attention to both. Atkins goes to one of them, O'Connor does the other for a bit. They just
Atkins is the other,
loosely go off both of them. I reckon there's a world where, I reckon it probably happens, where they just kill off both of them because of how dominant the Adelaide midfield has been to start this season.
Very true. But if they do that, then they're just going to move Dawson out and move him to half back or half forward pretty comfortably. And then they'll have Slug, Crouch, and Peatling or Rankin or whoever else to go through there. And it's still just going to be the same well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard fix, I guess, from Scott's side of things too. You just move O'Connor back to half back, keep Atkins on Rankin, and you just play normal footy from there.
Very true.
Yep. Any VC options for you boys? Squiddy, you first.
Not for me in this game. I think there's much more value to be had in other games.
Deadly?
Yeah, if there wasn't a certain Carlton ruck man that existed, no, just because of that one guy we're going to bring up.
No.
How about O'Connor? O'Sullivan. Yeah.
He's gorgeous.
God, he's good.
Move on to the next game. Collingwood versus Sydney. The Battle of the Birds. Adelaide Oval, 7:40 Friday evening.
Get your runners ready, boys. Get your runners ready.
How good is Gather Round? I know it's in Adelaide and it's probably the most exciting thing that's ever happened in Adelaide, Squid, but it's just good to have all the teams in one city for one weekend. The people there watching this, they'd be blowing dust by the end of the weekend.
Oh, bloody oath, mate. You're not wrong there at all. It's the best thing that's ever happened to Adelaide, and hats off to them. They've been doing a bloody good job with it. I'll tell you who wouldn't. Tasmania. All right, you just focus on putting a bloody roof over your stadium, boys. Don't worry about trying to get a gather around yourselves, all right? You're not equipped for it.
Wow. An early Cone of the Week nomination. There you go.
Oh, my God. Give me a spell. You've got your own team. You can't get your stadium ready. You don't want to do it, and you want gather around. Piss off.
Unreal. All right, let's talk about the most obvious thing that's going to happen in this game, and that's James Jordan going to Nick Dacos. Mm-hmm. Now, the data suggests that they still believe Nick Dacos is going to score 100, which means he's going to lose about 13K, which will get him down to about 570. Deadly, given how good this man is at tagging, and I'm talking about Jordan, what's a realistic score for Dacos?
It's pretty hard to know now. I would have said sub 80, but after witnessing LDU take the piss out of him last week, I'm not so sure anymore. I probably still would say anywhere from 80 would be realistic enough. I can't really see him going over that, to be honest.
There was was it a press conference today with Fly stating that Nick Dacos this week, he's happy to do the team thing if he is tagged and move away from the ball to allow his teammates a better run of it.
Yeah, that's the old Lockie Neal strategy. So expect a 40 from Nick Dacos, and we'll pick him up in 2 weeks when he's 500k.
He doesn't have Sydney for the rest of the year either.
They also came out after that and said, make sure you bring your running shoes then, boys, if you want to have a tag on Nick Dacos. So, look, what is it? Is it either he's going to do the team thing or bring your runners? So let's have a gander.
Can Perryman back it up? Can Perryman back it up from last week, Squid?
Nah, bugger off. No, I'm not having a bar of that. He played an absolute belter, but he is going to be used wherever Fly seems fit. He's either going to be the blocker in the midfield. He's not going to be like, he can be like the huge accumulator. Last week, he was beautiful off of half back and a little bit in the guts. But we got to remember, the week prior to that, he was a lockdown defender, deep lockdown defender, and that sucks. So too much uncertainty. I'm not having a bar of it. If you still have him, though, I'm holding him, though, because of how it went last week.
Deadly?
Yeah, no, I can't see him backing it up, but it's just he's going to play a different role every week. And but if the team thing does happen, there is ball for him if he plays in the mid.
Very true.
There is ball to be had.
100%.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't be fucking even looking at him as an option at this rate.
Old mate Wesley Snipes, Dan Houston suspended again. Are we looking at Josh Dacos?
Wesley Snipes, that's good. If he was cheaper, 100% I would. But not at that price, especially as just a midfielder. If he was defender DPP, yeah, I'd be all over it. But
which will be next week.
Which will be next week, exactly. But then there's only one more week at Houston. He's still paying over 500k for Josh Dacos.
469k.
Okay, but what's our number one rule for SuperCoach? The only player from Collingwood we choose is Nick Dacos. He's the only reliable one if he's not getting tagged. So other than that, piss off.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Can Riley
Jesus
Bice
Christ.
and Matt Roberts coexist?
Oh, jeez.
Deadly.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I reckon they're probably taking scores off each other, which is bloody annoying. You're probably going to have them together for a little bit. I can see one up, one down game from each of them coming over the weeks. But as we saw coming out early yesterday morning, I think it was, Riley Bice has the license. He's the one that can do whatever he wants. And Roberts doesn't seem to really have that anymore. And it worries me for Roberts, but boy, Bice is one that's going to be feeding generations with his cash.
Buy stocks. Very much so.
Buy
Squid.
stocks.
Caden Cleary, is it too early to go on him?
Horse, you know this is a question for you, mate. Horse, is Caden Cleary the rookie option to look at this week, please?
I think if you had the nuts to do it, yeah.
Would you go early on him?
If I had trades that I wanted to burn in order to downgrade, yeah, I would.
Well, who's your downgrade option this week? Best of.
Who am I trading out?
Yeah, that's no, like down to. Like that's not named Bice.
If you had to get a rookie that's not Riley Bice because you already got him, you got
correct.
You know, your Halls, your Dudleys. Who's your guy?
I'm still
picking Cleary. Yep.
Okay.
During the preseason, he was training through the midfield. They were raving about him, and then he got caught with the Bailey sniffs and missed a couple of games. Worked his way back through the VFL, and last week 66. Cox raved about his forward pressure as well, and I feel like it's I feel like he's going to be a staple in that forward line and some time through the midfield as well for Sydney. My worry with Clay Hall, and we'll touch on it later with West Coast, is that Tim Kelly's out. That's awesome for this week. But then what happens when Tim Kelly comes back next week? But Clay Hall pumped out an 88 his first round and then got dropped.
Yeah. Let's just hope that it's Mini just deciding, okay, maybe I shouldn't have dropped him, getting a little bit under him or something like that. Who cares? They're going to suck. So just play the young fella. That's fine. So
yep.
I'm a bit more in on Hall as well. But then again, you could also say the same thing about Cleary. Like, you know, Swan's forward stocks are pretty high. I know Papley's out for a bit. That makes it a little bit safer. But at least Hall's, you got cash gen this week.
Yep. Chad Warner, he's a big chance at DPP, Deadly. We spoke about this yesterday on our DPP pod. If you haven't had listened to that, check that out. 36.8% is what he's currently at.
Yep.
I did take the numbers today, Deadly.
He needs 4.3%.
I did send them to you, didn't I? 27.8%.
No,
he needs to play forward.
Someone needed 4.
That was Petrarca.
Yeah,
4% for Petrarca, 27 for Chad.
Yep, I reckon he gets it. I reckon he gets DPP. I reckon we have a forward dual Chad Warner, and I'm interested. He's top 6, I reckon, quite comfortably.
Yep.
I'll just wait for him to bottom out, bring him into my forward line. Happy days.
That is a nice arsehole, as they say in the business.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which business, but no worries. Any VC options, Squiddy?
VC options. Nah, not for me in this one. I know Collingwood can generate a fair amount of score from the halfback. Sydney kind of nugget. Nah, I don't like any in this one.
Neither.
Which is really strange that we're not going to get any VC options for Thursday, Friday nights. That's real dirty.
I'll give you one. And it's... I don't think anyone in here has him.
Darcy Cameron?
If you have Isaac Heaney, this will be...
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad
This will be what we think the first game in the last 3 weeks that he won't get tagged. So...
North didn't tag him last week, did they?
Apparently Luke Parker tagged him for a bit.
Oh, okay. Right.
I watched it. I watched it. It was the fucking very soft tag, but it was a tag.
Yeah, the lighter tag, I'm saying.
it was tag. It goes in the spreadsheet.
Whatever they say, mate.
95 average with 2 tags.
Yeah,
I reckon
I like it.
Probably a pop game for him.
Yep,
if you've got him,
I can say it. Horse, we also forgot to do our tips for the first game as well, and I'm going the Crom.
Crom for me.
Yeah, Crom.
And then this one, Collingwood.
Sydney.
I don't want to do it, but Sydney have too many outs, pies.
Next game, North Melbourne versus Gold Coast in the Barossa Valley. What's going to happen here? Squid, you're our resident North Melbourne man that's lived through years of pain.
Whoa. I'm also the resident Suns man too. All right. I am a honorary member of the Gold Coast Suns. Thank you.
So who are you tipping in this one?
Signed up. Oh, look, North are going to win. Oh, shit. Oh, the Suns could absolutely eat us alive.
The Jeb Anderson Cup.
Oh, no. This could be bad. Yeah, look, Suns looked good. They didn't deserve to win last week against Adelaide, but that's all right. They still got the chockies. North do have a good record against the Suns, though. We haven't won many games in the last couple of years, but we've beaten the Suns a couple of times. We've lost Harley Reid. All right, just carry on. Go ahead, Horse.
Is Sheasel going to stay at halfback?
I highly doubt it from what I've heard from Clarko, from the inlings of North Melbourne, is that, it's good to get his confidence up and get him cracking. But, look, we need him forward of the ball. And he'll be on ball, half forward, half back. He's just going to be rotating a bit more, but it's not going to be as much half back.
Deadly, I got a question for you, and I know the great man Hurls is watching in at the moment. Surely he's down at the Barossa Valley watching this one. Over unders the amount of beers that he's going to have at this game.
Or wines.
Wines.
Oh fuck! It's in the triple digits. It depends because I know occasionally that they do those free sample cup things.
Yeah, that's right.
I reckon he's probably on for about 600 of them.
Mrs. Hurls, get the hire car ready. You're going to need it.
He's sending each one of his kids over. Go get me a sample. Jeez, 15.5 throughout just this one game. If he's at the Barossa,
I'll give a shout out to Pete in the chat as well. Pete won our standard squeeze. What was it? Carlton versus Collingwood last week. He guessed the margin between the teams, so he won a standard squeeze pack. Thanks to the guys at the standard squeeze.
Well done, Pete. But also, I won the standard squeeze pack for having the best Supercoach score, and North are going to smash the Suns, so get fucked.
Sound like... Oh, dear. I have a feeling that's not the last time I'm going to hear that tonight, Deadly.
No.
Jai Simpkins averaging 99.5. Are we missing something, Deadly, or is this an easy fade?
I reckon this probably fades away a bit. He's looked bloody good out on that wing for a bit. Probably not one that's going to be top 6 when it comes down to it. He probably drops down a bit.
Yeah.
Forward.
Tristan Cherry, 179 break even. I'm going to tell you why I'm not concerned.
Please.
After the bye, he has West Coast, Carlton, Hawthorn in Tassie. He scored well down there last year. Bulldogs. And then back to Maxi Gawn, Grundy, Geelong, St Kilda, GWS, Richmond, and Adelaide. He's got a very, very cushy run. So I don't care if you've got Cherry and you see that break even, you do not trade him. All he needs to do is carry you through to the buys, and then you will enjoy the fruits that he will bear at the back end of the year for you, and he will be a constant VCC option for you all the way home.
He's got, you've named 11 games there, and I reckon there's 3 I don't like as a VC or C option.
Yep.
I can agree with that. Absolutely. The one thing I don't like is the umpires playing these bullshit ticky-tack free kicks on Cherry. Like, who cares where he's standing in the ruck? You don't pay a free kick for that. But either way, he's got to listen to the umpires. It's like he just doesn't listen and he's losing points because of it. But let's hope he does that.
Bailey Humphrey failed to fire last week. Are we concerned, Deadly?
No.
Nah, not really. He's got the Suns run, even including this week against that tragic North Melbourne team. The run's good for him. North Melbourne, Richmond, Sydney and Brisbane's a bit shit, but just the next 2 weeks he could go back and his CBA's
that's where he's going to make you money. Yeah,
his CBA's dropped a bit compared to the first couple of weeks. That's just because Took Miller was shining in there, couldn't move him out of it. There's definitely a world where they just keep rotating him in and out. If he can stay around 40% CBAs, 20 touches gets him 100 points most weeks.
Yep.
Every single game that he has had 20 disposals plus in his career, he's gone over 105 or 102 or whatever.
Yep. How many times has he gone over 20 touches though?
5.
Not many.
Yeah, every single game he's had 20 touches, he's turned up, and that's every single ton he's had.
Yep. Jono wants to know, can we get a straw for your beer, Squiddy?
I appreciate the 3 buckaroos, Jono, but I don't have any straws, unfortunately. I don't think. No. So that's a no, unfortunately. I do apologize. I'll try and get some.
Round 24, Jono.
Oh, yeah. 24, 100% I'll do that. Don't worry about it. Yep. Along
Sam
with your bolter as well that we are, yeah.
Absolutely. We'll pin him down and feed him. And remember, drink responsibly. Sam Flanders, 229 break even. Are we looking at him later on? Fuck yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
100% we are. Deadly, I can hear you banging away on the keyboard there. Give me the numbers.
A little bit.
229. It's not out of the realms of possibility against North, let's be honest.
Whoa.
In the first half.
You heard me. Last year, mate, we all know how good Stupid Sexy Flanders was. 21 out of 23 games over 100. 91 and a 93. A 91 was his lowest score. He's gotten worse than that twice already this year in limited game time, limited CBA role. Once he's back there, fully fit, firing, oh boy, look out.
Squiddy, Dan Rioli is coming off a 163. Are you at all interested?
I mean, look, if the price tag wasn't that goddamn high at 519, then but like it's so juicy of what he's doing off of halfback, and it's so sustainable as well. We thought, John Noble would have eaten into it maybe a little bit, how the Suns were actually going to be able to do it with Rioli because they weren't necessarily a great halfback kind of team, but Rioli is just thriving there. So, I mean, if I could, maybe, I think he's going to be around the top 6, but it might be just on the outside of it. There's probably other guys. Oh, geez, that one's actually the toughest. Like, it's kind of yes, but it's kind of no, but it's kind of yes.
I'll give you my reason why it's no.
Okay.
He got 90 and 91 in the first couple of weeks.
That's not the reason. But yes,
That's fair, but who cares?
The reason for no is
Me?
think to yourselves before I actually give this to you, because I actually went digging. This took a fucking long time to find out. When was the last time that someone averaged over 100 as a halfback that didn't take kick-ins?
Oh,
No idea.
it'd be Jordan Clark, wouldn't it?
He sort of takes kick-ins. I didn't include him. Anyone
Does he?
with over... Clark takes kick-ins.
Okay.
Anyway, the main one that didn't take kick-ins that averaged over 100 was all the way back in 2022. I can't remember who it was. I did the stats about 3 weeks ago. But Dan Rioli has taken one kick-in out of his 3 games. Did not take one last week for his 163. Is it sustainable? Yes. Without the kick-ins, is there much upside? Does he get back to a 163? Probably not.
Okay.
No. Quick one. Anderson and Rao, they both top 8 options.
Oh, mate, you know I love myself a bit of Noah Anderson, Matt Rao. I just think that they counterbalance each other a couple of times, and it makes it a bit hard. But they're definitely options.
Deadly?
If Noah Anderson's shown that he kind of play away from home now, I really like the way he plays.
Preach.
But I'm still not sure he's top 8. I actually do prefer Matt Rao for a bit. And I tell you what, this week, if TDK didn't play an hour after this game, Matt Rao will be my VC. Because can you imagine fresh grass, the very first game on Barossa, Matt Rao, fresh grass with wines in the change rooms. This bloke's he's going for all kinds of records in this game.
I'll tell you what, normally I'd back North in, they're my boys always, but no, I can't against that. Fresh grass, Matt Rao.
The freshest grass
fucked.
you could possibly have in the
We
AFL.
are fucked. This is a cow's dream. This is a Matt Rao dream. Yeah, no, he's going to feast.
Noah Anderson is a top 8. For me, Noah Anderson is a top 8 mid. Matt Rao is not. In this game,
that bought into Noah Anderson being able to play away from home. I love it.
Yep.
Big fan.
And Gold Coast by 60 goals.
What's the line?
Oh, probably 300.
Gold Coast by 27. You put up a fight, but then they kick away at the end.
If the Adelaide Bigs can kick 9 goals on Mac Andrews, Suvlaki's kicking 15, so I'm going North in a close one, and they're going to bounce back.
Apparently the line's 50.
That's cap.
Carlton versus West Coast in the next one on
Carlton.
Saturday, 1:20 at Adelaide Oval. When we're talking TDK here and Pitnet, we know that there's going to be a time eventually when Pitnet does come back in. But until that time, you just keep riding TDK. Mm-hmm. And for me, this is where my VC is going to be this week.
Yep.
Yeah, with the potential inclusions of Harry and others, I reckon structurally with Curnow, Mackay and TDK, that's a lot better for their team, Squid.
Absolutely. And Pitnet being in that is not what is best for Carlton, but that's all right. Voss is going to figure it out. And look, if you're going to give Pitnet a try, this is the week to do it. Because, look, you've already guaranteed a loss against the Eagles. So, play on.
Deadly?
TDK's locked into my VC. Enough said.
Me too.
Yep. Paddy Cripps last week, 56, only 180 break even. I'll go to you first, Deadly. Are you potentially interested in someone who's a known 120-plus scorer?
If there was Brownlow votes in SuperCoach, yes. But there's not. So, not particularly. Look, I think the days of him being a 120 scorer, he's struggling to find easy ball. It's all just contested hard shit that just you can't keep up at a good average. And, it sucks for him, but everyone knows how good he is now, and they just give him a lot more extra attention compared to some of these other Carlton mids. If Paddy Cripps has the ball, you got 3 people flying at him. And if Adam Chera has the ball, it's like,
Yep. Adam Chera, you still happy with him in your team, Squid?
Yeah. I'm still happy with Adam Chera in my team. He's doing what needs to be done. Look, and he's got a 92 break even. I'm still around that mark where I'm like, I'd rather fix the other things. He's not being a negative. He's not being a positive. It's fine where he is. He's getting around the tons, so that's fine. Yep. And I'm not fucking dropping him when he's going up against the Eagles.
Sandy Brock, a chance to hold his spot this week, Deadly. You're the rookie man.
Yeah, he probably holds it. But they'd be stupid not to. I don't know what happened with Edwards, whether it was an injury or what happened. I didn't actually look into it, but they'd be stupid to drop him, to be honest, just because their key forward stocks are pretty tragic at the minute without McGovern. And if you're coming up against Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay with one key forward or key back, big trouble. Big trouble.
Yep. We touched on Clay Hall before, Squid. Do you think he's the number one rookie trading this week?
Yeah, I was and ahhing with Cleary after speaking to you, Hall, and I was having a little bit of Travaglia Collard kind of vibes, but I think now with Kelly gone, I think Hall's the play, and you're just going to have to bank in that Minnie McQualter is going to keep him in the side. There's a chance that he won't, but look, it's on ball. He had the most amount of CBAs last week as well for the Weagles. I think that's just the one that we cash in on.
Yeah, that's fair enough too. And I've got to give a shout out to Sandy Brock, the nephew of the great Peter Brock, the king of the mountain. Let's hope he keeps his spot in. Yes.
Yeah. I lost my bet last week.
Yes. Yeah, good.
Yes.
I lost my bet last week. I had a 3.5 over under line set on how many times the announcers would say that Sandy Brock's Peter Brock's nephew, and they said it 3 times.
Damn. I'd like to get our El Presidente Punters Club president. For one, ladies and gentlemen, Tom de Koning Gat ladder, just in case TDK does play. Sorry, in case Pitnet plays, TDK Gat ladder. And if Kizza could have a gander at me for Clay Hall disposal markets, that'd be fantastic for me.
Ooh.
Do we think any West Coast players could be primos at all?
No.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Good. We can move on.
Puddin, maybe.
No, I still don't think he's top 6.
No, I still don't even think he's a primo. No.
I just like Puddin, all right?
Yeah, you do. And
Soon.
Duggan! Ryan Marich's role and does it stick?
Kick in.
Deadly. And is it too late to bring him in if you don't have him?
Oh, that's
320K.
At that price, it's more
with a break even of negative 19, is it?
At that price, it's more so you're getting him for points than cash.
Negative 19 though. Like you still got to make cash.
It'll get you cash, but geez, it's expensive.
I really like the role. Really like the role.
The role's perfect. I hope it sticks. I can't see a reason why it shouldn't stick. He's been fine.
Would you go like say if you picked Humphrey over him last week, would you sideways Humphreys into marriage, or would you still stick with Humphrey?
You've made your bed. You've made your bed.
Good calls.
Oh, geez. If you're very short on forwards and if Rankin doesn't get up and you're sort of sitting there like, I don't want to play a Max Hall, a Kako, and someone else, yeah, you can get him in.
Hall, there you go. There's your numbers on Hall.
25 for $9. I like that, actually.
There is one player that we haven't spoken about. He's been out for a little bit. He's still about a month away. It's Squiddy Elliott. Elliott, yeah, he's still a month away, but he will be back before the bye rounds. In this one,
thanks,
Carlton. Yeah, well,
it's actually been pretty unfortunate for Yo, to be honest. He was probably due back next week or the week after, but he hasn't. He apparently hasn't made any progress.
He's been on the track running, but
he's
no
barely started running.
Yet.
He's barely started running though. That's what I mean.
Yes, Ricky.
So Carlton will win by less against West Coast than what Gold Coast will beat North Melbourne by.
What? So what? 59?
Dick.
No, I think Carlton will win by. I tipped Gold Coast by 300. So Carlton by 150. No, it'll be about 90 points here. It'll be a smashing.
God, I hope that the Weagles figure out a way to win this. I think Carlton are gonna win, but Dan Gorringe has guaranteed a Carlton victory, and when he does that, that means he has to put something on the line. So this week, if the Eagles beat the Baggers, he has to get Harley Reid flipping the bird tattooed on his right bicep.
Oh,
and
my
fuck,
God.
I hope the Eagles win.
Deadly, how much is Carlton going to win by?
I don't think Carlton win. You heard it here first.
I like it.
I genuinely think West Coast win this.
Wow. If West Coast
there's-
wins,
Jake Waterman kicks 8.
this
call
would
it a
be
day.
the
Now
this
that I
would be
can get
the
around.
this would be the end of Voss.
W Train kicks 8. Let's win.
Who plays on him? Deadly. Who plays on him? Wiedering is going to go to Oscar Allen. They have no one to match up on the W train.
Oscar
No
Allen's
one,
too
Question
busy
is-
watching the birds fly around outside the stadium.
no one that's
He
going to
doesn't
stop
need
him
anyone
anyway.
playing on him.
Mate, the question is, can they get it to Waterman? That's the question.
Mate, all we need is just 8 consecutive Harley Reid just tap to him, even if TDK taps it to him, and just fucking pump the thing. And then we're there. Waterman's getting on the end of it.
Next
Bloody
game,
oath.
ladies and gentlemen, is the Western Bulldogs versus Brisbane at Norwood Oval. Now, you've done some digging here, Deadly, and it is probably going to be the most narrow oval that any AFL club will play on this year.
Yeah, I didn't do the digging. I got to give Hells his flowers. He 100% did the digging on all this. And yeah, you look into it. The tackles, they're sky high on this. Just the amount of stoppages there are, they're sky high just at Norwood, just because of how narrow that is. This I would have loved to see Bailey Smith play at Norwood.
This is going to be a high stoppage game.
Yeah, anything at Norwood's high stoppage. So any tackle bots, like we'll talk about Tom Green later, he's going to love this. Toby Bedford's probably going to break the record. Lockie Neal, Josh
Jesus.
Dunkley, they're going to love this. Libba, he's going to love it. Any midfielder that loves a tackle, they're going to enjoy this.
Yep. Sam Darcy, Squid, is he a serious option given what he's done over the past month?
Bloody oath he is, mate. There's reason why they're saying he's one of the best in the comp. As a forward, he's just been dominant. Look, everyone that he's come up against, I said it today. I think there's only a few fullbackmen that are fully capable to shut him down. Charlie Comben obviously being one of them. But other than that, yeah, Harris Andrews probably gets him this week. It's probably going to be this is probably the hardest that Sam Darcy's going to get. Other than that, it's going to be flying, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fridge, he's a must sell now if you've got him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. We don't really need to go digging too much there.
No, he's probably one of the first out.
If you've got Libra in your team, Squid,
Mm-hmm.
given how narrow Norwood is he a sneaky chance at a VC?
Oh my days. Him and Dunkley actually could be great options for VC. We know what Libba's like, just loves it in and under. This, he could feed on this if you have Libba.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can Brisbane mids keep this scoring streak up? McCluggage, Ashcroft, Will Variety, Dunkley, Neil, and you got Zorko off half back. Levi even nearly got 100 last week. How long does this last for, Deadly?
It's got to come to an end soon, don't you think, doesn't it? A 127, a 126, a 110, and a 93. And the 93 is Lockie Neal.
Unreal.
Those top 3 boys have just got to slow down a bit, surely, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Will Ashcroft an option, Squid? So there's people that have been discussing potentially going sideways from Finn Callahan into Will Ashcroft.
Oh, okay. So I don't know about that. I know Callahan's been a bit underwhelming at the moment, but would you go that to Ashcroft? I mean, look, the reason that you pick Callahan over Ashcroft is because the Lions midfield is so stacked. That hasn't changed. So I think Callahan you can keep having it with. So we're just going to have to keep watching on that. It's just going to be how it is. But also, too, this ground is where Lions pumped North last year as well in Gather Round. And Chalky Neal went absolutely fucking ballistic. So,
yeah,
it's going to be a good inside game.
Dane Zorko.
Let me chuck this question to you first, Squid. If you had 505k, you needed a midfielder, you wanted a primo, Jake Saligo or Will Ashcroft?
Shit. That is tough because, like, the one thing that you don't like about Ashcroft is that he's in such a stacked forward midfield, and it's the same thing for Jake Saligo. But I think I lean the slug, and I just like the Rex roll. And isn't there? I mean, look, is there not a chance of him getting DPP at some point this year?
Not anymore. At least for next week, there is a chance, but no, not anymore.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Dane Zorko back to the 100 club. Deadly.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of become a thing that just because of how much of a narrow ground it is, there's not as much free-flowing footy for these halfbacks. But you go digging into last year, the halfbacks did all right. There were some easy matchups in there, but doggies don't do great against halfbacks. Zorko will probably be back in the 100 club. I wouldn't be VCing or seeing this week, though.
No. Squid, anyone for you?
No, nothing in this one. I think it's going to be an ultra competitive game. I mean, look, I had a thought about having Chucky Neal with the VC, but I'm probably just going to go more to TDK and then look for my C in the Richmond Fremantle game in my eyes.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that Richmond game, I would be putting the C on Neal.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Next game will be the Flag Dons versus the Melbourne Footy Club. Adelaide Oval, 7:35. Plenty of rookie options in this one.
Hey.
So we've got Zardis, we've got Reed, we've got Pryor.
Kako.
Hopefully El Hawley gets a run. Lindsay might be back. Langford. The list goes on. Who are you fielding, Deadly?
From this game alone, rookie-wise, Zach Reed, Elijah Sardis, Jackson Pryor, and Kako if I have to.
Kako as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Squid?
I'm currently going with Reed for sure. Pryor, maybe. It might go into my flex. I'm not sure yet. Kako's on because I have more faith in him than Stone, and that's it.
Fair enough.
So 2, maybe 3.
Yep. Petraka and Nick Martin look very, very likely, Deadly, to get DPP. Well, we know Martin will, and Petraka only needs to play less than 5% up forward for him to get DPP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do any of those guys interest you?
I want both if they're both in the forward line, just because of how cheap they're going to be. Petraka, I said this in the DPP pod, a 450 odd K Christian Petraka with forward DPP, you've just got to take him on pedigree alone.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Does it not worry you, Melbourne losing a lot of games and then maybe potentially resting people at the back end of the year? Or do you think because they don't have their own draft picks, Essendon has that, they just keep playing it out?
Look, I'll take a stab in the dark and say they'll probably play it out, but it's hard to predict, especially this time of the year. There's still time for a comeback for them. Are they realistically probably going to make a comeback to top 8? Probably not, but they'll definitely keep fighting. And Track's probably the main one who will turn it around for them if they click.
Yep. Squid?
Yeah, look, Track's already gone to Collingwood next year, so who gives a shit? May as well flog the body while you can.
Elijah Zardis back this week. If you traded him out, Squid, would you trade him back in?
Yeah, I think he's still around the price range, 191K, where it's achievable to be able to do that. There's probably some other kind of rookies that you're able to do. I wouldn't sell the farm just to get him, but if you're looking for someone like I am, and you have the cash, which I do, I am waiting to see on team selection, which I am, to see if I'm going to bring in Sardis, which I might. Hope that helps.
Whole lot of nothings. Whole lot of sweet nothings in that one.
No, let me just say this. If he's confirmed right now, currently I have Toby Travaglia in my side. It's either him or bank the 70K and go to Clay Hall, or I'll bring in Sardis because I think he has a better upside. And then the other thing I'm definitely doing is bringing in your captain, your best player, your only player at times, Zach Merritt.
All hail Zach Merritt. Is he the number one trade target this week, Deadly?
Yep, number one. He's far and away the number one primo trade in this week. That run that Essendon has, I'm swear to you, if we don't win all 4 of these next 4 games, I'm going to be a very sad Dons person. Even on Anzac Day, we love to get up for it. Yep. Zach Merritt takes the piss the next 4 weeks and probably cops a Jordan tag because of it, but just for this next 4 weeks, he's VCC option every week.
I don't even expect you guys to win all these games. I just think Zach Merritt's that fucking good that he is going to literally be the person that has to stand up in every single one of these games to pull Essendon at least close enough or to win these games. He has to.
Sammy Durham, is he going to Clary or track Squid, you think?
I mean, look, you guys know him better. I didn't even think that Durham was fully tagging. I thought he was just defensive-minded when he was playing in the stoppage. I know he hasn't been
the stoppages.
Yeah, I thought so. He hasn't been as like offensively minded, I've noticed, in his stoppages, but he's been still around it. I think he matches up way better against Track than Clary, if anything. But Track hasn't been playing that much on the ball anyway, so who gives a shit?
Are we selling Jack Henderson this week, Dudley?
Nah, I think there's bigger fish to fry, to be honest. Just this week, you've got Callahan, you've got Nod, Rosie. If you still got Will Day, they're all guaranteed trade outs. A Jaden Short, a Fridge, all these guys got to go before Jack Henderson.
Yep. Sardell Hawley, if he gets a full game next week, this week, sorry, I think we do need to look at him, ladies and gentlemen. He proved in limited time on field that he's what Essendon are probably missing from halfback, and it's that dare. It's the disposal won't be good all the time, but he adds an element to Essendon's game that we lack, and that's pace and dare and taking the game off or taking the game on from halfback. So if he does play a full week this week and get selected, I think it's someone that we need to look at. Squid, we didn't do the Brisbane Western Bulldogs game. Who are you tipping in that one?
Tipping the Lions to stay undefeated in that one, mate.
Deadly?
Brisbane
for me. And in this one?
I'm going to comfortably go the Dons here.
Yeah.
As I said to the boys this week, Essendon's biggest downfall is their defence, but shit, they're going to look like Harris Andrews and the Brisbane Lions come up against Melbourne's piece of shit forward line. So I'm 100% going Essendon here.
Yeah. And as we see Deadly, all 3'7" of him getting up to get his Essendon hat.
Where's that comment that I saw before?
No, don't bring up that fucking high chair comment. I saw it.
I think we're all going to be on the Essendon bandwagon this weekend. Hopefully, we do get a win. I'll say us by 4 goals.
You know what?
Next game, while you look for that comment, Squid, it's Richmond versus Fremantle, 12:35 in the Barossa Valley again. So, that's 2 games this weekend that they're having down at the Barossa Valley.
Queasy, that's
good. Oh, dear. Deadly, what are you doing if you own Jaden Short?
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking him off, hopefully. But
what have we done? He's gone redder than Matt Roberts' hair.
I'm fuming. All right. I still think priority trade out wise, Callahan. I would trade Callahan before Jaden Short. Jaden Short's landed in the boat of he's been shit, but not shit enough where you can just fuck him off just because you have to.
Yeah,
he's been okay, but he is a sell when you can.
Yep. Squid, is Nank an option to be a C this weekend with no Jackson?
Oh, but could be the return of Darcy. So I'm not fully no. Oh, he's not.
I think they're going to wait a week on Darcy and they're going to go with Reedy because
if
Freo have got
Darcy
back 6-day weeks. I think they're erring on the side of caution, and they're going to wait a week.
If Darcy comes back, I like that for Nank even more than Reedy. Darcy looked so underdone in the waffle. He looked shit.
That is true. That is very, very true, actually. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, if you do have Nank, this is definitely a great week for a C option. I love that.
Yep. Camden McIntosh, does he go to Caleb Sarong or Andy Brayshaw? As we know him on Insight, the human light bulb.
I'm telling you right now, it does not fucking matter. He cannot run with Sarong and he can't run with Brayshaw. He will be absolutely destroyed. So I don't care either way. I don't care. I don't care. He can try and tag him. He's not going to be able to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Skip.
I think Jaden Short's just got a new nickname.
No, don't do it.
Deadly Short.
CWT, that is gold. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Nathan O'Driscoll.
It's good.
He's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Poor
as
dog.
Unfortunate as it is, at 300 odd K, I think that's too much money to be sitting on your bench when he's not going to be a primo keeper at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yep.
He's probably number one trade out.
Sarong or Brayshaw for you, Squid, for the C?
Caleb Sarong. It's so right, baby.
It is so right. Deadly?
Mm-hmm.
I've got both, and one of them will be my C. Which one? I'm not sure. I actually probably lean more Brayshaw right now, but it probably changed 7 times throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's on Brayshaw.
Squiddy, I'm going to ask you, is CKC back with Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan, or was last week an outlier?
I'll tell you what, this is not the week that I'd be selling them. I love it for them coming up against the Tigs. I reckon there's just going to be their pressure forwards are still a little bit underdone, the Tigs. Besides, obviously, our man Seth Campbell, who is absolutely on fire. But other than that, without Mansell as well, one of their better pressure forwards. Yeah, I think this is going to be a real nice week for them because Freo can just control the pace once they get up a bit and just hold them off.
Deadly?
Yeah, they're back this week. I don't.
This week.
This week they're back, but going on probably not.
Yeah.
I think Ryan's probably a bit done just because that whole game style's changed, and they're sort of forced to do the old CKC stuff back end of last week because they're trying to hold on for the win, and Ryan benefits the most out of that.
Now,
the umpires did their best to hold them on as well.
Freo on average averaging 20 less uncontested marks per game.
Oof.
So to me, that says there's a clear change in game plan.
Yeah.
And they're not looking to just chip kick across the back line. Luke Ryan, yes, for this week. No moving forward.
Yep.
Isaiah Dudley, a rookie option this week. I'll just cut straight to it. No. Sonny Walters coming back. Switter coming back.
I don't care about Sonny Walters, at all. I don't care about Sonny Walters coming back at all. Switter's the one that I care more about.
I reckon Sonny Walters is the one I care about more.
Really? I don't know why, because they dropped him last year.
I'll put it this way. Bailey Banfield is playing in Switter's role. That's a straight swap in my eyes. Dudley's playing in Buddy Walters' role. That's a straight swap.
Sonny Walters, yep.
I just don't see how it's I don't see how Banfield and how Banfield's taking Switter's role. He's a pressure forward, and Banfield's a bit taller than that. And plays a bit further.
He's the high half forward.
I get what you're saying, but I think they're different players, and Switter can also play back as well. I don't think Sonny Walters was dropped from the team last year, and now they've got Bolton that can then go into there to pinch it if they need to, and then the Switter can do that as well. So maybe I'm over.
How far away is Sam Sturt?
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, ages.
We'll put it this way, Squid. There's too much uncertainty in that Freo forward line to take Dudley. How about that?
Okay. Yep. I love that. And look, am I overhyping my boy because Switter's my boy? Possibly. But also, too, I agree with you because there is a bit too much uncertainty with Dudley, I know we're all excited because he's 99K, but the job security, I just don't believe is there.
Yeah.
The last one we'll go through, Sean Darcy and Hayden Young. Are they back this week? Have it on good authority that Hayden Young will be back this week, but Sean Darcy will not.
Yeah, Hayden Young's ticked all the boxes so far.
Yeah, is there a reason why Hayden Young didn't get up for last week? Because he was meant to play, wasn't he?
He played waffle.
During the week.
Played waffle.
But he was meant... Oh, okay. So they've just said, rather than risking him straight up, we're going to give him...
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the St Kilda versus GWS game, we've got our very own WhatsApp chat, which has got subscriber news, members Q&A and all that sort of jazz in there, as well as stories, editorials, articles that we release each week to the members of our Patreon community. Here you'll find out more.
Want to take your SuperCoach game to the next level? Inside Fantasy Sports are bringing you exclusive content all year round, such as weekly expert Q&As, team, trade, and captaincy advice, statistical deep dives, priority podcast questions, and tons more. So what are you waiting for? Get full access to the experts. Go to patreon.com/Insight Fantasy Sports and subscribe to Insight Unlimited today.
All right, we're straight into it here. St Kilda versus GWS. Sunday, 13th of April, 3:20 at Norwood Oval.
Who's it sponsored by?
Oh, we're bringing it up already. Winnie Blues, sponsored by Ryan from Astute News Fed. use the promo code INSIGHT for all your residential home loan needs. His link is in the description below. Tree's in the chat. The man with the shittest mustache on television, YouTube, you name it. Ryan's got it. Now,
I thought Diddley did.
Does
I was
Wind
trying to pick one to look like
Yeah.
Ryan's, but I can't.
I mean, for a drawn-on mustache, Deadly's goes all right.
Oh.
Does Windhager go to Callahan, Whitfield, or Green, Deadly?
It's looking very windy for Callahan. I've said it since last week. It's looking very windy. Windhager's only gone to runners, and Callahan's the best runner out of that. But well, obviously Whitfield's the best runner, but Windy's not going to go to a halfback. He's not going to. He's going to stay in the midfield. He's going to Callahan.
Well, then this begs the question: do we hold or trade Callahan? Squid?
I actually think he might go to Josh Kelly when Kelly plays on ball. That would be, I think that's what he's going to do. But, either way, I think Deadly's also pretty right there. They'll be spending time on Callahan. I've traded Callahan. There's too much going on in that Giants midfield, and they're just so happy and reliant on Tom Green. And they just can't get past it. That's just how it is.
Deadly, are we buying this hot start Supercoach wise by Toby Green?
Nah, you just can't. He's going to have some down games, but fuck, he's too good of a player to have really down games. He's not going to finish top 6, but I can see a world where he's probably the top averaging small forward quite easily.
Wow, that's including Dylan Moore.
I'm not backing Dylan Moore this year, to be honest with you. Until he shows me something. He's yet to show me something of what he did last year. I'm not seeing it. Right now, Toby Green's taken the piss. He doesn't
75,
keep a
124,
average.
73, and 149 he's scored so far.
Yeah, he won't keep the 105 average up. It'll drop back to, I reckon, probably a 90 safe enough. But it won't be top 6 territories, especially with the forward line nowadays.
Squiddy, with the way St Kilda give up bog points to half-backs, is Whitfield a C option this week?
Oh, boy. I know you want me to say it. And, yeah, I think there is. If you have Whitfield, I think there's definitely a discussion to be had about it. But would I be balls enough to do it? I don't think so. Jeez. Elite cheese. I love that. Just a quick one as well, Horse. Dylan Moore, after Deadly slandered our man, without Will Day in the side last year, he did have an uptick in CBAs. Didn't do shit to his Supercoach performances. He beat up on young teams without Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore played worse without Will Day in the side.
Is that Will Day or John Newcomb?
Will Day.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dylan Moore played worse without Will Day in the side.
Oh dear. Okay.
Don't get me wrong though. A 400k Dylan Moore, he's in.
Oh yeah. I'm still having a gander at it. 100%.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it's go. I'm just not saying now is the go.
I don't think he finished as forward 2 last year. I can't see him reaching forward 2 this year.
No
way.
Yeah. Does Bedford go to McRae, Deadly?
You probably think he has to. There's no one else in that Saints midfield, and he's only tagged midfielders from now on. Yep. There's a world where he goes to a Sinclair or Wang, but it'll most likely just be McRae, to be honest. They'll probably just keep it simple, keep him in the midfield, keep him in the CBA rotation.
Yeah. As shit as we think the Saints have been, they've actually been 11 wins and 5 losses in their past 16 games.
No, I expected them to be shit, but they've actually been fantastic when you look at them. They've shut and nullified teams down. Ross the boss has been coaching beautifully. And it's not like that they're relying heavily on their stars. They're relying on these young guys that are pressuring the shit out of everyone. And then Cal Wilkie is amazing. He does not get enough credit to how good he is.
Yeah, I agree. 100% I agree on that.
Travaglia, Hall, Collard.
This is without Max King. Like, they have Max King to come back into the side. It's ridiculous.
And Jack Steele as well.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
Travaglia, Hall, Collard. Are we looking at any one of those 3, Deadly?
Out of them, Hall you can't take anymore. I don't think. He's almost going to top out very soon. Collard, he's been pretty good, and I reckon he's up there with one of the better small forwards coming through. Even Ross said he could be an All-Australian small forward or something during the week. That was a pretty bold claim, but it could happen. Not this year, obviously, in coming years, but I don't think he's the one. It's probably Travaglia out of them, but I still don't love his job security either. I'd probably lean somewhere else, some other team.
Is Jack Sinclair priced out now, Squiddy, or do you think if we're going to get him, we've got to get him now?
Nah, mate, he's 639K. Yeah, he's too high of a price to get him now, so you got to wait it out, unfortunately, and just hope that he has a couple of stinkers, which I hope he doesn't, because you know me, I started him. So let's go, Jack Sinclair. Also, too, I love what Higgins said. Right, Adelaide to shithole. What an absolute ledge! Straight to Erin Phillips, South Australia's finest women's footballer. Yeah. Love that.
Deadly, do you think Jack Sinclair's outpriced?
Yeah, I think. Look, if you didn't get him the week before his Geelong game, or even last week before his Port game, you wait now. You made your bed, you lay. He's gonna have. He can't keep having 145, 162, 118. It's gonna drop. He's gonna have 190. And that'll just immediately put him back down to his 592. We pick him up then. Back down to stone price.
See, I'm not so sure. I think you can still get him this week. You can
100% get him this week.
He's still got 12 of his 20 or 19 games left at Marvel.
100% you can get him this week. I'm not taking that out of the picture. But let's say he goes back-to-back 90 against Doggies in Brisbane from next week. He goes back to about 570K.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Talk to him.
Just go from there.
Okay.
But if you want him this week, go ahead. I'm not going to talk you out of it. He's still going to be top 8. It's fine.
Tips, boys.
Giants. I can't back the Saints in, even though the record's good.
I understand that the Saints have been playing absolutely good footy, and on form alone, I kind of want to go to the Saints, but I just think the Giants are just too powerful, so I'm gonna go the Giants.
Giants on this small ground, they're going to take
the small ground really kind of gets it to me, because I feel like they're just better in tight than the Saints are, and I feel like they're really going to be able to just overpower them, and that's going to be the real go.
The Saints do have an ability to bottle things up, though, and make it really hard for opposition teams to score.
It's going to be a real scrappy one. I'll give you that much. It's not going to. It's going to be a pretty
go the unders on the scores.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty disgusting watch. There's going to be a lot of tackles, a lot of fucking contested ball. It's going to be exciting footy, a lot of hits, but it's going to be at the same time pretty shit house.
Yeah, I just think that the Saints rely so heavily on Wanganeen, Miller, Sinclair, McRae outside ball to be able to win it. I just think the Giants are just going to be able to flood, and they're just going to be able to overroll them.
Yeah, there won't be much transition ball like Saints have had in the last couple of weeks. No,
you're right.
The last game we're going to discuss is Port Adelaide, versus Hawthorn, 7:20 on Sunday evening at Adelaide Oval. It's a late game, and they'll be playing while we go live here on the Inside Fantasy Sports Network. The big story that's coming out of Hawthorn the last couple of days, Squid, is Will Day is done for 3 to 4 months with that foot stress fracture. Yeah, who steps up, or who's the big beneficiary?
Right. So first of all, that fucking sucks. Sorry to hear that for Will Day. He was going really, really well, so that's horrible. I've got a couple of stats for you here, Horse, from a lot of things that I've seen on Twitter and stuff like that. I'll give it to you. Don't you worry about that. Hawthorn, with Will Day in the side, over the past 2 years, have a 75% win rate. Without Will Day, 33% win rate. So that is very, very disconcerting for the Hawks.
Wow.
Everyone has been saying as well that Jai Newcomb is the go now. Because Will Day's gone. Without Will Day in the side last season, Jai Newcomb turned up 4 times out of 8 games that the Hawks played. 3 of those 4 was against North Melbourne, Richmond, North Melbourne. The other one was against Collingwood, and then the other 4, he only got 60s. So I'm not overly convinced that Jai Newcomb's the absolute answer that everyone's starting to say it is. I'm just going to have to kind of sit here and be like, well, maybe there isn't just a clear-cut guy that has to step up for the Hawks, unless you fully believe that Newcomb has taken that next step to be that elite of a midfielder. I'm not touching him.
I'll tell you what. That's some absolute elite level research out of you. And I've got the perfect soundbite for you.
You got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
We overplayed the fuck out of that last year. Holy moly.
Or you.
We're horse.
All right, you got this next one, Squid. You do his name better than anyone else. Jeez, Deadly, he has got a juicy run coming up.
Yeah, he does. And we've said it. But there is a but. It's not this week.
Jordan Sweet has been
Jordan
really good.
Sweet is somehow the second most restrictive ruck of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the average?
Wait, he's the best now.
Second best.
Oh, second. Is it still Essendon best?
I think it's Oscar McInerney.
Might even be Darcy Cameron.
Oh, McInerney. Yeah.
No, I think it's McInerney.
Okay.
But Jordan Sweet, he may not be scoring the best himself. He's pulling a fucking Essendon. He's pulling a Reece Stanley. He's pulling a McInerney. He's pulling a Riley O'Brien. He said, fuck all your points. You're not getting nothing. So, Meek, I don't know. Actually, I haven't really looked into Meek this week. I don't know what the break-even's saying. Let me have a quick gaze. 110 next week. Next week, if you want Meek, go for ahead. Go ahead.
There we go.
Massimo D'Ambrosio, pizza, pasta, macchina, driving the macchina to Nonna's house for a nice little pizza, pasta, vino. And I'm not going to go too much more because he's absolutely irrelevant this year. And I just wanted to bring him up because I miss him.
How is his nonno saying?
That was so good. That reminded me of my auntie, uncles. My nonna passed away before I was born, but my nonna back in the day when she tried to pronounce English, she wasn't very good at it. My aunties and uncles, very, very much the same. And when Squiddy tagged me in that, it was like being at family Christmas, mate.
Josh, what is it? Josh Weddle? No, yeah. What did you say?
It wasn't even Weddle wasn't the worst one.
No.
Oh, I can't remember. I have to rewatch the video, but fuck
yeah,
it.
Me too. But God, that was a great watch.
Yeah.
Hawthorn elite.
Finn McGuinness, does he go to Butters or Rosie?
Neither.
Oof.
Yeah, Horn Francis.
I don't think they can afford to have Finn McGuinness tagged this week. I think it's probably, if they want any sort of restriction of Port mids, it's got to be Connor Nash at stoppages, and that's it.
Okay.
Hey, that's such a bloody good, well-formulated work there, Deadly, because I 100% agree with you. I thought immediately, first thing off my head would have been Jason Horn-Francis, but no, it's Connor Nash at stoppage if need be to nullify everything else and then try and shut them down from outside of that.
If in the second half that one of them is taking the pick, one of them's got 25 touches at halftime, then is when Finn McGuinness probably has to step in and be like, hey, whoa, not on my watch.
But Butters still looked underdone last week too, man.
But he's ready. He's ready to take off soon.
Pickles.
I'll just quickly, before we move off Hawthorn, I'll just quickly add onto the Will Day thing. Anyone that's thinking a Cam McKenzie or a Ward is an option, or even a Hustwaite, I'm going to shut them all down. James Warple straight back in. Not much is going to happen. Warple's just going to come right in, take all the Will Days, CBAs. Not much is going to change at all.
Okay. Pickles, is it comeback season, Squid? North Melbourne legend?
I'm just glad that I held him, in all honesty, after trashing him for a while. I knew it was the right call. I'm just glad that it paid off. 153 last week, so that's lovely. He'll probably shit the bed again because he hates playing defense, but whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully he kicks 3 goals and averages 26 disposals a game, and we're laughing.
You would be. We spoke about this before, Deadly Rosie being a sell, 511k, break even of 166. Yep. Not really liking that he cannot deal with a tag at all.
I think for me personally, it's priority trade out wise, it's Nod number 1, Rosie number 2, Callahan 3. And look, Callahan and Rosie, it's just due to the simple fact that Rosie has to score 100 to lose 30k. Callahan has to score 71. So no matter what, you're losing more money on Rosie unless he goes ballistic this week, which he probably isn't against a team like the Hawks.
We still liking Marias off the wing, Deadly?
He's all right. He's fine until he caps out. It's simple as that with these rookies. Would I play him on field? Probably. Like, he's still one. I'd play on field if I had to. But if I can avoid playing him on field, I would like to.
Yeah. And as our man Squiddy gets ready for his segment that we do each and every week, if you don't know it.
Hold on.
better sort your shit out because it's one of the best-selling things on television, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Burgoyne, Farrell, Evans, Bergman off half-back deadly. They have all turned up at one stage or another this year, but have all also shit the bed at one stage or another this year. It is an absolute circus down there for Port Adelaide halfbacks, and you just need to stay away from all of them.
You have summed it up perfectly, my man. They've all it's a circus. It's a circus. It's as simple as that. And the fact that Jace Burgoyne isn't in that role anymore, and you've brought it up to me, it's made me real sad. But just the Dan Houston, who's going to take his role, stuff for the preseason, that's dead and buried now. Who cares?
Yeah, it's 4 of them. What a piece of shit.
Who's going to win?
This is the game of the round to me.
Port Adelaide in a game of the round.
Yeah, mate, this game last year, both of the games last year was fucking so good.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? I don't care who wins. I think Hawks win just on form alone, even though Day's out. But all I want is for the Hawks to be up by about 20 points in the last quarter. Jack Ginnivan takes a mark with about 5 minutes to go and just slots it and starts bringing out the aeroplane celebration, flips off Ken Hinkley. See you later, mate. Handball off to Josh Carr. Piss off. Tell your story, Walker.
Oh, I'm fuming. There's no Darcy Byrne-Jones to kick the match winner in this one.
How many losses will it take for Port Adelaide, lads? I'll go with you first, Squiddy, before Ken Hinkley gets the boot earlier than the end of the year.
Oh, jeez. I still... Oh, yeah. Nah, look, if they lose to the Hawks, and then who else have they got? I mean, look... Oh, yeah, you could... I reckon probably... Hey, if it's anything, Hinkley's the one that's going to step down. He's not going to get booted. It's going to be him going, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just going to give it a car now because we're stuffed. So a couple more losses. Let's hope.
So they beat Richmond. They lost to Essendon.
Yep.
They lost to St Kilda.
Lol.
Now they've got
at home.
Hawthorn. Yep.
They'll lose.
They got Hawthorn. Yep. They got Sydney.
I'll put it
at
this
the
way.
SCG.
Done.
North at Adelaide Oval. They might win
Done.
that.
No.
Western Bulldogs at Ballarat.
Ooh.
At Adelaide
Ken's
at
gone
home.
before then.
Yeah, it gets harder.
Ken is gone as soon as they lose to North Melbourne.
I reckon. I'm with you. I reckon they lose to North Melbourne. Ken's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think
that's going to be.
He won't make it to Mars. He's not visiting Ballarat this year.
They've had a very cushy run to start the year, and to go 1-2, it's no good.
He's not visiting Ballarat this year.
I'm with you, Cheese. Forcing.
He's not going to Ballarat.
He's not going to Ballarat. Who
wants to go to Ballarat?
Well, Ken doesn't have a choice.
I live an hour and a half away from Ballarat, and I ain't going there.
Yeah, Ken's stepping down as soon as he realizes he has to go to Ballarat, and he sees that it's like 5 degrees and pissing rain and windy as hell. He's like, nah, I'm done. Car can take over.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us this week for our 9 games I'm going to talk about in regards to Gather Round. But before we move on to our questions, there comes a time in each man and lady's life throughout the week where we put aside a couple of minutes to, we're not listening to CNN, we're not listening to The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. It's not breaking news by 7 News. It's the only news that matters in the world of footy. And you know what that is, Deadly? It's our very own Cone of the Week.
Horse, as you always know, I've always been starting off now the Cone of the Week with how Rory Lobb has now changed his hair. And it's not because I'm mad at Rory Lobb. It's because I'm so proud of what the Cone has been able to achieve. Rory Lobb has now gone back from the lobster haircut to the all-blonde haircut, and he has a red woof and a blue woof on each side of his head. God, he is elite. So it just goes to show how good the Cone of the Week can do. I'd love to give it to a team like Melbourne because they've been shit, right? I'd love to give it to Port Adelaide, who lost at home to St Kilda because they've been shit. But look, I think it's pretty clear-cut obvious that sometimes when I get to Cone of the Week, they just present it to me on a silver platter and say, here you go, Squid. Please stick a rocket up our ass. A bit of these ones. And that's the fucking umpires.
Oh, dear.
Are we absolutely kidding ourselves? It was the most blatant style of bullshit that you decided to fucking rob Crows, the Crom, the almighty Crom. I might be a Gold Coast member and an honorary member and one of the best Gold Coast supporters going around because there's not many of them. But you just robbed the Crom right in front of me eyes. Right in front of me eyes. It was bullshit the whole game through. And then, umpires, you maggots have the audacity to absolutely screw that Bulldogs Fremantle game. Like, everywhere we looked. Free kick. Nah, screw it. Free kick. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. I'm dry. Like, mate, they're basically Asian drivers umpiring a game. They have no idea. They can't see shit. It is god-awful. So, hopefully, you hear this because I want to see some great umpiring at Gather Round and you'll probably screw the Crows out of another game because, you know, they kick it through the big six and you call it a point. So umpiring, all of you, you're all weak as piss. Be better. I've had enough of them. I've had enough. And not to mention Collingwood getting 33-5 free kicks in a game. But we already know how much they like to get sucked off. So who cares?
Did Peter Adams just get off lightly?
Oh, hell no. Actually, you're right. Hell no. Peter Adams with the shittiest kick after a side I've ever seen. Mate, and then he comes out. Look, okay, I always like having a laugh, but mate, centering to the top of the goal square, mate, you just fucking suck. All right. And look, that surprised literally no one. So Peter Adams, you and your shit haircut, good mo, shit, no good tattoos. You, weak as piss, be better. But you know what? He's not going to do anything about it. So, because it's going to the Magoos. Buy my merch.
Ladham's out here punching the air right now because he's being coned.
Hell no. Hell no.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You nearly got away with it, Peter Adams, but you've been nominated for Squiddy's Squeeze of the Week.
Horse.
I want it to be known as well that I refuse to cone Carlton because I think it's hilarious watching them lose every week. They deserve no rocket. They deserve to live in shit.
Horse, I feel like it's only fair that we cone ourselves as well for not bringing in Riley Bice last week.
Yeah, not great.
But
you know what? I'm still bringing him in this week.
Oh, actually, I can. Hang on, look how good it is.
Oh, geez.
Having Riley Bice sit there right in the middle of your team. God, it's nice.
How'd you go last week, Squid?
420th overall. Thanks for asking, Horse. Currently sitting top 3, 600. Yeah, just fucking light work, boys. I'm here for the comedy and I'm still kicking your ass.
Yeah,
Shout out Hurls for making my team.
All right. We're going to get into some questions.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
For the Bice to Hewitt trade. Yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to congratulate you on day 7,520 something of Essendon not winning a final. Essendon, weak as piss, be better. We're watching you. You're winning a final this year.
Did you know? I've got a fun fact for you. Since the year 2000,
yes,
Essendon have won just as many finals as Carlton.
Isn't that fantastic?
It is.
And
I think Carlton get off lightly.
No, I just don't want to see them succeed. I think it's hilarious.
That's a good hat. That's a good hat.
It's better than supporting Essendon.
No, that's okay. They're winning it this year. Don't worry. It's only 7,500 and something days. Tony Mockbell has literally been to jail, served his sentence, come back, and still hasn't seen Essendon win a final. How good?
Oh, it's delirious, isn't it? Hurl's wearing the vest tonight. He absolutely is.
Shout out Hills. Hopefully he's had about 1,500 pin on wires.
Don't shout him out. He's fucking living a better life than all of us. We're stuck here while he's going to the footy.
A bit
but he's in Adelaide. So,
yeah, true.
From our man, the Frog, who lasts longer, Ken or Voss?
Voss.
Deadly.
I think Ken. I bought about that.
I mean, look, I'd love to see West Coast win and Voss get fired immediately. But, yeah, Either way, it's still funny.
Shouldn't that be a 4X small hat, Deadly?
I'm leaving. I'm clocking off. I'm done for the night.
Oh, the boys
Really
will see
need-
footy and realise that you're really 4'10". It's fine.
You really
He's
do
definitely
need to
a high
come
shot.
closer to the camera too, because it makes you look a lot smaller. How you look right now against me. And
How
Horse.
have you not copped any of this, Squid? It's beyond me.
What do you mean?
What, the fact that you're like 6'10" and you haven't been called tall or nothing?
Yeah, but I'm funny, so who cares?
Yes.
Now, if there's a bloke that I'm going to listen to in the community, it's this guy currently sitting top 100 in Supercoach at the moment. Hall had the highest CBAs for West Coast last week. He thinks his role is safer than most at this point, at least until Yo comes back in 5 or 6 weeks.
Yo!
He's a West Coast supporter too, so I may have got that wrong,
Bit of
but
bias.
we'll wait and see.
Poor bastard.
Bit of
Yep.
bias.
And also, if you take out the sub game, Marriage is averaging a 95. Even if he drops 10 points off that, he still goes up 150K
Yep.
and helps get you a rookie off field. Love that.
That's beautiful.
You know why Carlton aren't going to worry about Oscar Allen? Because Oscar Allen's going to be warming up at Norwood Oval with the Lions at 4:15.
Yes. Hey, it's good. It's either that or the Hawks at 7:20 to go against the Power. And you know what? Then he's going to have to apologise after it.
Chris brings up a good point here. Apparently, Geelong wanted to play at Norwood Oval, but Cotton On Slush Fund was empty.
They would have dominated on that ground, I reckon. They would take the piss at Norwood.
Yep.
That's a ground they love.
Cheese, you're spot on, mate. I only put Massimo on the list, so I could say Massimo.
And it's well played. Too.
Our man Hurls. If Laddams isn't the cone, I'll spew up.
Hey, we got there. Just had to do a bit of a decoy, but that's all right. The old
That's a good
McLean.
question by Cheese. Who do you think Sam Mitchell's having a coffee with in Adelaide?
Probably Harley Reid still.
Wouldn't be Ben Keys.
Yeah. No, it'd be.
He's
They're
not
getting.
leaving.
They're getting the. They've got the back line sorted. They're get forward with Oscar Allen. They've got a solid midfield. Maybe they got Lloyd, Meg. They got Massimo. Jeez, they've actually got everything, haven't they?
And they're still going to get Harley Reid.
Yeah. Campbell Chest is a good shout, though, by Armoured Frog. He's not wrong there.
Isn't he hurt, Deadly?
Yep. This next 5 weeks is the worst 5 weeks of my life, not being able to watch Campbell Chester run around in the waffle.
Sucks.
Squid.
Yo.
Bolter bet, Sydney versus Pies.
Yeah, right.
I'll have you on that one
confident.
again, Jono. Double or
I reckon
nothing.
Pies will win. I think that's pretty clear cut.
Sheasel would look good in different coloured stripes.
Hey, Skits, you shut your fucking whore mouth, all right? That you never say that to me again. Never say that to me again. You know what? No more beers with you.
How did Chester come up in this? He never fails. You're right.
He's inevitable. He's the GOAT. Why did Horse bring up Brent Keys before I did?
Oh,
Who's Brent Keys?
Ben?
who is Keys?
Ben. Thank you. Just
Anyway,
pronounce it right next time.
He lives rent-free in Horse's mind. It's fine.
I had to have a look at him before. How the fuck is he 475K?
Because he's good. Because he's good at football.
Because he played Essendon in that time.
He's good at football.
Did you know, Horse? Fun fact: he is still yet to drop below the fucking line that we set at the end of last season.
And what was that? 70.
Yeah, 71 or something.
He scored 72 in 2 games.
Yeah, 71. Yeah, he's still above it.
Deadly. Don't get short with Jono.
Don't need to.
Tomorrow, Deadly, you've got your Taggers article as well as VFL wrap coming out on Patreon. So if you want to have a look at that, jump inside our Patreon. The link is in the description below. It'll cost you a cup of coffee per month. That's all it is. And you get access to all of our chat groups, all of our articles, everything we do, all of our numbers. It is easily accessible for everyone in there. We've got, I think last count, there was like 13 people inside the top 750 within our Patreon at the moment. So there's some good quality when we're talking high-ranking players within our Patreon. So it's not just us that's giving out the advice. It's people who are also going well in SuperCoach this year, like Squiddy, and other people in the community. So, yeah, get around it. Deadly, Where can the people find you at home?
Never. I'm not answering to no one. I don't want to talk to
Okay.
anyone anymore. That's the problem. That's why. That's fucking unreal. I'm surprised. Me and you, we're having serious convos. First you call my mustache.
He loves you though.
Call my
He gave you a
mustache
lover.
Nah, fuck him. I'm off him.
What do you call your mustache?
I don't even. Not repeating it. Find me there. Come call me short there. Give me some love.
Was it Hey, it doesn't matter. You got a big cock, so it's all right. Play on.
That's it. That's it.
Gonna have to change the rating of this show now. Squiddy, where can the people at home find you?
I don't understand how we're changing the rating of the show, even though I've said fuck about 25 times in this show.
Because it's not sexual.
Oh, I swear I said something else that was questionable as well in the show, but that's all right. You know what do you expect from me? It's all good. Find me on the couch. Find me here on Insight talking shit. Find me at the pub, wherever you want. It's all good. That's what Squid does.
Find you being the world's best dad to Archie.
Find you on the right.
Damn right.
Oh.
Oi, 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 oi.
Not bad for me, boys.
You just settle down there, all right? You settle down there quick.
You'll find me on Twitter or X, whatever the boomers call it these days. I'm still getting around. I've had to upgrade actually. I've gone away from my typewriter. I'm now using the computer. So if I take a little while getting back to you, you know why. The homing pigeon is no longer.
Can we talk about the fact that you took 45 minutes the other day to work out that you had something wrong with your computer, and it took me all of about 10 minutes to help you?
No.
Okay, fair enough. You old bastard.
Boomer. But that's okay.
He's still trying to send shit by pigeon to us, but it's all right. He's getting there.
It's all right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for tonight. If you haven't yet, please give us a thumbs up. We love the banter. We love having a good time here at Insight. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, bell on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Twitter, all well and good, give us a thumbs up there or a love heart there. Get across to YouTube, give us a thumbs up there. But if you listen to us on audio as well, the 5-star review would be much appreciated by myself and my two boys here. On behalf of Squiddy, Deadly, and me, the horse, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you at the conclusion of Gather Round on Sunday evening. We'll catch you then. Flag.